On the north side of Chicagoland All-State Arena, power versus enemies. The defending champs trying to make it back-to-back. A win would all but clinch a playoff spot. Catino Mobley on the bench. Carlos Boozer now on Power's roster. So there have been some major roster moves on both sides. Corey Maggette left alone, couldn't take advantage. Big Baby finds Corey. It's Baby with the dish.
Baby with the dish, and Maggette still knows how to throw it down. Nice two-man game right there.
Get up, Corey Maggette. Royce White, who's been terrific for the enemies. First season, big three. Backs down on Maggette and a spin for White.
Yeah, it's great footwork there by White. It's the same way he did when he retired. Oh, Royce White. Hey, man.
Power 1 for 5 shooting start. 0 for their last 3. Robinson behind the screen from Smith. Left him alone.
Well, if you're not going to guard me, I don't mind if I do. Robinson steps right into the three-pointer.
Maggette waiting on a screen from Davis. Slipped it. Maggette looking for Big Baby. That's kick. Reset the shot clock at 14.
And Robinson does an excellent job right here. Probing the screen and roll. Lulls the defense to sleep. Julian Wright goes under the screen. That's the wrong decision right there. Ooh. Oh, just like anybody trying to guard Corey Maggette looked like the wrong decision. Nice explosive drive right by Robinson.
And now Smith drawing all the D, couldn't finish. Second chance, Maggette clears it. Davis banging with Smith. Smith takes it himself. Reads, ooh, late foul.
And guys that are just homegrown absolute ballers that have tremendous NBA careers. Like when I was putting together my all-Chicago team, I'm leaving out great players like Mike Finley and some of these other guys just because there was no room. When you talk about what guys like Isaiah Thomas and Derrick Rose have done for the game and done for Chicago, there wasn't room to get some really good ballers on there. Speaking of ballers from Chicago, Julian Wright with the double pump dunk right there off the steal.
That looked like that 18-year-old Julian Wright we just showed you.
Yeah, I didn't know Julian still had the double pump in his game. I knew he can still dunk it, but the double pump?
I think he's been saving it for the Chicago homecoming.
Yeah, you got to show out when you're playing for your fans, when you're playing for your people.
Jones with a dunk. Perry Jones from Louisiana to Baylor to the Big Three. Youngest player in the Big Three. Maggette, crossover, left it short, Robinson the board.
I like Robinson took the challenge right there. He really got into Maggette and said, hey, listen, I'm not going to give you space to get your move off. I'm going to crowd you a little bit, and then came right back and took it to him on the other end.
That was statement both sides from Frank Robinson there, D, and then takes it right back at Corey Maggette.
Listen, when you're playing 5-on-5, it's a lot of team scheme going on. When you're playing 3-on-3, it's a lot of one-on-one. Can you guard your man? A lot of bravado in there and toughness. And Frank Robinson showing that early on in this game. And Big Baby struggling inside right now.
Davis and Royce White. I mean, Royce took a pop there. Royce is doing yeoman's work down low on Glen Davis, making it hard on Big Baby. But somewhere in there, he took a pretty good pop.
And now we got Carlos Boozer checking in the game.
White's going to have to come out after that little tangle with Big Baby.
And you hear the Chicago fans serenading Boozer with boos. And that's what they used to do whenever he played with the Bulls. Every time he have a bucket, they would give him that serenade. And trust me, he had a lot of mid-range jumpers back in his day in Chicago.
So Boozer waived by Ghost Ballers, signed last week for Power, but it is enemies with a 6-0 run.
And a lot of it for Corey Maggette comes down to the fact that he's probably still at his playing weight, so he's still able to go out there.
Power, strength, explosiveness.
Yeah, his game isn't built on a bunch of step-back jumpers and fadeaways. It's always been about cutting and being aggressive and going to the basket. And so whether he's driving to the basket or he's cutting off the weak side, Corey Maggette, that's always been a strength of his game, and he continues it that way.
Jones down the baseline around Carlos Boozer.
Oh, got to take that back.
Yeah, it sure did. Clearing violation. It did hit the rim, so wipe out that bucket. It did hit the rim. Carlos thought it was an air ball, so that's going to be a clearing violation.
Yeah, he thought it was the air ball, but it just caught a little bit of the rim right there.
So if it hits the rim, you have to bring it out behind the three-point arc and clear.
The enemies are really getting into his space and causing him to have a hard time.
Julian off the bounce. Tough floater, Julian Wright.
When you watch Julian Wright's game, it's very awkward at times. But I like to say it's awkward but effective. Because that's like a weird type of floater off the glass, but it still goes in. And that's one of the things that I think is his advantage, is that even though his game isn't always pretty, he's effective, and guys aren't used to guarding him because of his unique style.
Hey, that looked pretty. Floater on the baseline.
And he's hitting floaters from everywhere.
Came off the steal for power 2. So Byers step in long 2. Byers nails it. Smith on Boozer. Smith, step back. Tough 2. Jones has the rebound. Perry Jones floater.
And that's a great rebound by Perry Jones. He didn't waste any time. He could have tried to put it down on the ground and maybe bully his way inside. He went straight to the pull-up.
Right. Kick to Richardson. Confident. He knows this building.
Oh, yes. Q definitely knows this building, and he definitely knows his way around that three-point line. You cannot give him those looks. You have to run him off, force him to do something different.
Byers creates for Jones, 3 to shoot. Jones, D'd up, walled off, follow.
And we talk about Jones being the youngest player in the Big Three. That's those young legs right there, because when he shot that ball, even though he was the one that shot it, he was the first one up to get the rebound.
Right backing in on Jones. Wright dumps it off. Boozer with the bucket. On Jones, off the feed from Wright to Carlos Boozer, the former Bull. Trilogy, now first season coach in the enemies. Gilbert Arenas inactive today. Boozer, strip, kick it back. Wright, 3. Fight for the rebound. Boozer wins it and draws a foul.
And now Coutinho and Nancy, they're drawing something up on the blackboard here. They got something cooking in the kitchen.
Julian Wright, power still by 2. Royce White back in the game. Couldn't finish with 11 for enemies.
Oh, and right there, Power had the rebound, a quick turnover.
Kick to the corner, Craig Smith. Wow, that didn't look good. Boozer straight up. Carlos Boozer aggressive to the rim.
Yeah, and Boozer right there using his defense to translate into offense. He had an excellent closeout. That's what forced Craig Smith to shoot that ball off the top of the basket like that. And then Boozer was able to get the rebound and go right to the basket and have a nice little reverse layup himself.
Richardson step back. That's his second 3 off the bench.
Gotta get a hand up. Gotta get a hand up on that guy.
Quentin Richardson with a high 5 from Nancy Lieberman, 1 from Corey Maggette. It is a 9-0 run for Power. Get his team up by 7.
And you have to like that. You know, Big Baby's an important part of this team. The fact that he's struggling, you're still winning by 7 points just tells you that you're still doing some other things out there that are pretty good. And Julian Wright with another jump shot.
Julian Wright rattles it home to give Power a 9-point lead. 8 now for Julian Wright. Royce White backs down on Julian Wright. Royce White inside outside.
And that's a nice move by Royce White right there. Taking his time, using his strength, and then just going right off the glass.
Davis drops it off. Maggette and 1, Corey Maggette.
This thing right now, Power has a good opportunity to push this lead out a little bit. And if you're the enemies, you have to understand it's danger time. You're down 10. You can't play around. You need to get some good things going in your favor.
Smith floater won't go off to Robinson. Myth. Loose ball won by White. In tight, Smith took a pop from Davis.
And then you have Craig Smith, who averages 21 points per game. He only has 2 points right now. The enemies are trying to figure this thing out, and it's not looking good for them right now. But if Craig Smith were to get things going in a hurry, they can jump right back into this ball game.
With no game clock and a 4-point shot, it's a league built for comebacks. Davis spins, big, baby, wipe it out.
And you see the dance at the end. He loved it. Oh, no, he loved it.
And 1. This is the first bucket of the day for Big Baby.
Hey, listen, if you're only going to get a bucket, you might as well, 1 bucket, you might as well celebrate. You see the quick spin move and 1. The crowd likes it. And this is why they love Big Baby, because he has the joy playing the game. You see the dances.
Missed the lob to Wright.
Great pass by Byers.
Perry Jones in the corner.
Right wanted somebody to clear out. But Big Baby wants to go right back to work.
Clear him out yourself.
Okay. And the spin moves have been a problem in the second half for the enemies.
Playing through Davis again. Back up Maggette. Royce White got the block, but gets a foul call. Maggette, part of a balanced effort. He has now 11. So Maggette's first player for Power in double-figure scoring, but it's been a balanced effort so far.
Yeah, it's definitely been a balance for Power. And the enemies, they're trying to find their balance.
White on Davis.
And that's what I'm talking about by White right there.
On the second bounce, that's one free throw for 2 points. Power led by as many as 10.
And Royce says this is his first year in the Big Three, but he's not lacking for confidence.
No.
I remember, I think it was at the draft, he comparing himself to LeBron James.
Right. Well, that's confident.
That's big-time confidence.
White. Loose ball, hustle. And that's how defense turns into offense in a hurry. So Royce White trying to lead an enemy's comeback. They've whittled that double-digit lead in half.
And that's how you put some pressure on them. Now Power has to come out here and play a little bit.
Maggette into the hand.
Take
it all around the world.
Perry Jones with the windmill. Come on, Perry pulling out dunk contest dunks in game. Wow.
Wind Power. Perry Jones III. Take you all over the world and hammer it down off the steal.
One dribble windmill. Are you not entertained? Perry Jones putting on a show.
6-0 run for the enemies. There's a little Louisiana hot sauce from Perry Jones.
Cajun style. I mean, come on, Perry Jones. What type of athleticism is he showing us right there? He basically turns around, takes one dribble, goes right into the windmill in the half court. Perry Jones, a next level special athlete.
Perry Jones with the springs and the hammer and the comeback from the enemies. They've whittled it down to 3 points. I mean, he was not backing off at all. You're talking about the confidence.
Yeah.
And he brought the confidence from all sides of the windmill.
And a play like that can totally shift the momentum of a game because you saw the energy that it brought to the building. And not only does it energize the fans, it energizes your teammates. And Power, they need to respond right here because the enemies have done a good job of fighting back into this game. But I think Big Baby's hurt.
Quick bucket out of the timeout.
Big
You're
Baby's
exactly
hurt.
right. Bucket for Big Baby, but we're going to have to stop it down because...
Is it his back?
Well, Davis got the bucket.
He's hit his knee. You see him set the screen right here. Big Baby roll into the basket, and on the landing, he gets hit in the back, and I'm trying to see if I can see anything here. He comes down. Yeah, he just gets clipped a little bit. He comes down funny, and immediately when he comes down, he knows that he hurt a little something.
So a slow walk back to the bench.
Yeah,
slow walk back to the bench for Big Baby. Big Baby headed to the locker room for Power. Maggette attacking and presence. I mean, you just...
When you after that type of defense, you just tip your cap for Quinn Richardson playing strong D right there.
Richardson off the baseline inbound. Tough two. Power now 7 points away. Can they close it out? Had the double-digit lead. Enemies come back. And now Power trying to go to 5-1. They're trying. That's offensive foul.
And that's Robinson. And that's Robinson's second offensive foul.
I'm going to go to the rule book on this one. So offensive foul, but you're in the bonus.
I've actually never seen that before.
So it's a wrinkle.
You would know the rule book better than I would.
And the 1 point free throw. That's exactly right. So offensive foul in the bonus, 1 point free throw. Maggette Smith. That's exactly what the enemies needed. Don't have to clear it off of the steal. And then Smith with a quick two.
Yeah, the enemies definitely needed something good to go their way. And that little quick two hopefully can get them on the way.
Jenny Dell tells us Big Baby knee injury. That's confirmed from the trainers. He's in the training room now. So exactly what we saw from Richardson. 3 cleared by Jones. Again, the defending champs Power 5 points away from closing it out. But Perry Jones is not going quietly. Maggette trying to close it out. 3 won't go. Richardson follows it up. Off the window, counts for 2. Powers 3 points away from 5 and 1.
But that's the absolute wrong thing to do because he takes up that space and drives to the basket. You actually need to crowd Corey and try to get into his space so he doesn't feel comfortable.
Here's Maggette for
Hello.
the win.
3 ball.
Welcome home to Chicago, Corey Maggette, the game winner, taking Power to 5 and 1.
Big time shot from Corey Maggette. We were just talking about the fact that he likes to drive to the basket. Corey showing us he can diversify the portfolio a little bit. Going to the 3-pointer right there to end the game, and you see the confidence that he has. You see the confidence his team has in him, and they all love it. Power getting another.